Let's get another check of the forecast with our weather team, Mark and Bruce.
It'll be one thing if it stayed all snow, but
Yes.
now we got the sleet, and eventually it's going to be the freezing rain, so that just really compounds the traveling issues, and also on foot as well.
And a lot of people are curious as to when is the best time to shovel, clear your driveway, and that's really dependent upon what part of Connecticut you're in.
Right.
Yeah, so
you know, I mean, if you want to wait a little bit and let the snow accumulate, and pretty much a lot of the snow is over now, and then get the sleet on top of that, then the freezing rain, you might want to wait and hold off it so you can just punch through that ice and get down to bare pavement. If you clear things away too early, then all of a sudden you have bare pavement exposed to freezing rain and ice, and that's even harder to remove.
And we're not talking about, you know, a foot of snow with the sleet and freezing rain on top of it. This is much more minor amounts, so that it's more bearable to just let it finish and then go out and do the clearing.
So just some good thoughts there on how to handle this storm. But, you know, so far we've had anywhere from an inch to over 3 inches of snow. Winstead came in with 3.3, Canton about 2.5, Burlington the same, Warren 2, Pomfret 2, Ellington 1.5, and Hampton, Eleanor just came in with 3, and in North Granby 3+ inches right on the Southwick line, according to Judy. She said sleet is mixing in with the snow right on the Connecticut border, and in Higganum about 1 inch of snow. All right, so let's take a look at the latest weather alerts, and you can see that we still have that winter weather advisory in effect for the entire state, except for Litchfield County, which is under a winter storm warning. Winter weather advisory means we don't expect 6 inches of snow. We don't expect a tremendous amount of freezing rain, but there will be some freezing rain that will make things slick. Any untreated surfaces will be very, very slick, and also, you know, there might be some isolated power outages. We don't expect a statewide big problem with that. The visibility has come up. At one point, we had visibilities down to a 1/4 mile to a 1/2 mile when it was snowing. Now they're anywhere between 1 and 2 miles in many parts of the state. And you can see the storm still has a ways to go. We are off to our southwest. You can see there's freezing rain, even into Long Island, also into the northern New Jersey area, and eventually, aloft, the warmer air is going to come in, but at the surface, it's going to be hard to scour out that cold air, at least for the time being. There's our ICAM in Waterbury, where we're looking at probably some sleet coming down now. Our ICAM in New Haven, where it's likely sleet, maybe some freezing rain. And we look at Middletown, you can see that the snow is over. Route 9 in that particular shot looks okay, but I'll guarantee you that other surfaces are very, very slick. And temperature-wise, we're in the upper teens and 20s. Hartford is 23, New Haven is 28, and Groton is 28 degrees. So it's going to be this evening when we start to see temperatures along the shoreline get above freezing, and that process will take longer as you move your way northward across the state. And of course, with the wind out there, we got a wind that's out of the north or northeast, depending on where you live, at 5 to 15 miles an hour, making the wind chill in the single digits and teens right now. All right, so as far as Futurecast goes, you can see that there's not going to be much snow. It's going to be sleet and freezing rain at 6 o'clock this evening. And as we go into 10 o'clock this evening, sleet and freezing rain in northern Connecticut, a transition to rain in southern portions of the estate. And then by 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll just have showers of mixed precipitation and rain. And by around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, some lingering rain showers, maybe still some icy mix lingering in northern portions of the state. And then this will pretty much come to an end by, let's say, around the morning commute time.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So Mark, what about these snowfall totals?
Yeah, so a bit of an adjustment here. We're thinking 2 to 5 because of this transition. We kind of discussed going into this the timing that would play the role in the totals, of course. If it would have stayed snow a little bit longer, then that means we would have seen some higher totals. But given that we've seen the transition to some sleet and some freezing rain, it's going to knock those totals down just a bit. So an inch or two along the shoreline, and you head farther inland, we're looking at, generally speaking, say 2 to 5 inches.
And of course, there's going to be a layer of ice on top of that. That's the big concern for this evening. So we're thinking, what, anywhere from maybe less than 1/10 of an inch to perhaps 1/4 of an inch in some locations?
So this could lead to the potential, at least for some isolated power outages, nothing too widespread. Doesn't look to be a major concern, but something, again, that will fall atop the snow, atop the sleet, that will kind of add that crust on top of it.
Exactly. All right, so as far as tomorrow's highs go, you know what, here's a little bit of good news here. I think many parts of the state will get up to that 40 to 45 range, so there will be some melting with some partial clearing and windy conditions settling in. And your 7-day forecast, Thursday, Valentine's Day, mostly sunny. 42 for a high, and Friday looks like we'll have some rain showers move in, maybe some mixed precipitation, a high of 46. And Mark, right now, Saturday looks okay, but there are some questions as to what might happen late Sunday.
Yeah, the models have really been all over the place pertaining to the upcoming weekend. So still several days out. We'll keep you updated as it gets closer in time. Right now, though, we want to continue our team coverage with Renee Danino live in the Pinpoint Traffic Center with how the weather is affecting travel across Connecticut.
And it certainly is affecting that travel. Wanted to give you an overview of the state right now. You can see we have some icy conditions out there, and also the state trooper that was talking with Aaron and Mark. You've got to reduce those speeds, and you got to give about 300 feet behind those plows. It is a safety issue. Let's get to a couple of incidents we're working on right now. We have an accident in Waterbury. This will be 84 westbound, right by exits 18, 19, and 20, even right near Route 8. It's causing a little bit of a delay, so you want to keep that in mind. We also have an incident working right now in New Haven. This is going to be the left and right lane closed, 95 southbound between right around exit 51. I'm going to show you a live look at this. This is a scary crash because, as you can see, this truck is facing the wrong way. There's the state trooper out there and the car that was involved in this accident as well. You've got to reduce those speeds out there, and you can see in the New Haven area the visibility really is reduced there. So let's take another look right now as we take a bit of a travel around with our cameras. This is going to be a live look as you're traveling through Waterbury, both sides of 84 there. We've got another look as you're traveling Route 9. Bruce was just talking about that. You can see we've got some icy conditions there. And this is another live look. I wanted to give you just a little shot of our capital city as you're traveling through Hartford right now. And a reminder as I get on out of the way, if you have to do any travel plans at Bradley International Airport, there are a lot of cancellations and delays, so check with your carrier. And here are some drive times to consider as you're headed out the doorway. If you take a look at your screen, nobody is doing past 45 miles per hour, so keep that in mind for your travels. We'll send it on back over to the desk.